Nothing in the world is moving faster. Clocks are not accelerating. Days are still 24 hours long. And yet, for many people, time begins to collapse. Years feel thinner than they used to. Entire decades seem to disappear. This change is not imagined, and it is not caused by being busy. It begins quietly, inside the brain. The human brain does not sense time directly. There is no receptor for minutes or years. Time is not measured. It is reconstructed. The brain infers time from change, from events, from differences between moments. When many things happen, time feels long. When little is recorded, time collapses. This is why childhood felt slow. Days were filled with novelty. Sounds, textures, faces, places. Everything required interpretation. The brain had to work harder to understand the world. Each moment was distinct. As the brain ages, this process begins to change. Not because intelligence declines, not because memory disappears, but because fewer moments are marked. Research shows that the brain relies on memory density to estimate how much time has passed. The more memories stored between 2 points, the longer that period feels in retrospect. When memory density drops, entire stretches of time compress. Aging does not erase memory. It changes how much is encoded. The hippocampus, a structure deeply involved in memory and temporal context, records fewer novel events over time. Not because it fails, but because the world becomes predictable. Prediction reduces the need to encode. The brain is an efficiency-driven system. It avoids spending energy on what it already understands. As environments become familiar, the brain shifts from observation to expectation. Less information is captured. Fewer anchors are placed in memory. Time becomes smooth, but thinner. This is why recent years can feel empty when looked back on. Not because nothing happened, but because fewer moments stood out. Another change occurs alongside this. The brain increasingly relies on prediction rather than direct sensory sampling. This process is known as predictive processing. Instead of fully analyzing each moment, the brain fills in gaps based on past experience. This saves energy, but it also reduces resolution. When prediction dominates perception, fewer surprises are registered. And surprise is one of the strongest markers of time. Research shows that novelty strongly expands subjective duration. When novelty declines, time contracts. Aging brains do not stop learning. They learn what no longer needs attention. Over time, the world requires fewer updates. Moments blur. Days still pass slowly in real time, but years compress in memory. There is another layer to this shift. Dopamine plays a key role in how the brain tracks time. It modulates internal clocks, interval timing, and temporal precision. Across the lifespan, dopamine signaling changes, not abruptly, gradually. As this signaling changes, the brain's internal timing mechanisms lose resolution. Intervals become harder to distinguish. Moments blend together. This does not stop behavior. Life continues, but the internal sense of duration shifts. Time becomes less segmented. What once felt like many chapters becomes a single passage. Importantly, this does not mean days feel fast in the moment. Fatigue, stress, or boredom can still make time feel slow. But when looking back, those same days leave few traces. Retrospective time, the time we remember, is shaped by what was encoded. This is why years feel shorter than days. Days are lived, years are reconstructed, and reconstruction depends on detail. Aging does not accelerate time. It reduces the resolution with which time is stored. This is why routine is so powerful. Repetition compresses time even when life feels full. The brain sees less difference between moments, and difference is how time is drawn. What changes with age is not the speed of life. It is the granularity of perception and memory. Time does not disappear. It becomes smooth. And when time is smooth, it feels short. This is not a flaw. It is a property of how the brain adapts. A brain that predicts well does not need to record everything. But the cost of prediction is temporal compression. So when people say that life is speeding up, what they are really noticing is something quieter. The brain is recording less detail. And without detail, time collapses.